Hi everyone. Looks like we're ready to start. Thank you for joining Hystax Acura Group demo webinar. Today we're gonna talk about cross-cloud migration from private to public GCP cloud, and hope this webinar will help to better understand the migration process running with the VMware replication agent. My name is Julia, and I'm Director of Engineering at Hystax. I'm gonna drive the webinar today, and our agenda is the following. First of all, I'll speak about Hystax as a company and our products, proceed with a short overview of Acura, and eventually you will see a live demo of the migration solution for GCP with the replication and failover processes. And once the demo is finished, we'll move to Q&A session. So feel free to write your questions to a separate panel. I'll be glad to answer them. Before we start, a few words about Hystax. Hystax is a global leader in cloud migration and in cross-cloud and hybrid cloud disaster recovery. We have customers spanning 5 continents and offices in 4 countries with more than 80,000 machines migrated and 5,000 replicated for disaster recovery. With our current product, Hystax Acura, we have strong in-depth experience in cross-cloud disaster recovery protection and migration between public and private clouds. And working with our partners and customers, and also using clouds internally, we see how complex cloud cost management could be. Every cloud has its own billing model. Hundreds of resources in the cloud should be counted and kept under control to avoid the situation when you receive a bill that is 2 or 3 times more than you expected. And that's why we decided to create a hybrid cloud management platform, which is focused on cost governance, control, and optimization. And that's the new product that we're currently working on, and we've already launched beta of this product. Moving forward, here you can see a selection of the platforms our solution works with Acura. The chart shows we are true any-to-any. So besides Acura is not just a tool or a set of scripts for manual migration, we have a fully automated solution. We support any types of source workloads where Windows or Linux can be installed. VMware, Hyper-V, all the public clouds like AWS, Azure, GCP, and so on. Hystax also supports bare metal machines and KVM platforms. As for the target side, you might see that there are also quite a lot of platforms that we do support. Here are the 4 main points that I want to pay your attention to. First of all, from the replication side, there is always a replication agent, obviously, and it's either an internal agent or an external one, and this replication agent, it's running in background, and it has no impact on the production source side, and it sends the data to the target. So we're really talking about live background replication to target side. We also have not only internal agents running inside the machine, but also an external one for VMware. And today we're going to talk about this agent more detailing. This agent, it works on a hypervisor level, and it replicates all the machines from the host. We do consistent snapshots with each agent type. For VMware agent, we use VMware CBT API to get consistent snapshots. And for internal agents, we use VSAS for Windows and our proprietary driver for Linux that emulates actually VSAS. So we provide no data loss of the migrated machines. As far as replication agents are running in background, there is no need to stop production service from the source, and data is going directly to the target cloud and allows launching failovers in some pre-configured networks with no connection to the source. So there actually no time. There will be no downtime for the replicating processes as well as for the test and migrations. We also support and provide our customers a limited number of test migrations. As soon as we have full replicas on the target side, our customers can easily run incremental replications and perform test migrations by running failovers in the target side to make sure that all the data is there, it's consistent, the machines are working fine, and everything's ready for the cutover to plan it. We can configure different settings if necessary, because on different hypervisors, the same amount of resources, they don't always give you the same performance. So I'm mostly done with the descriptive part. Gave you some explanation about the solution, and let's move forward to the actual demo part. So today I'm going to show how to download and deploy VMware agent, how to replicate machine from VMware to GCP, how to create a migration plan, how to run a failover of the replicated machines, and how actually to perform a cutover, how to finish the migration of your service. Sorry. So here is my GCP cloud. That's Acura. That's running inside on my cloud, and I'm gonna log into my Acura. As you might see, it's just a single instance that has a set of Docker containers running inside. They are packed and to this VM, and they are orchestrated by Kubernetes. So each customer might deploy a solution himself by simply using an image that we provide. The IP address of my Acura, it has a public network, so I'm gonna. That's the IP address of my Acura. I've already logged in, and now I'm seeing the customer page, the main customer page. That's the page when a customer sees when he logs in. I have prepared some environment beforehand to save the time during the demo on downloading and uploading operations. But I will go through the flow from the very beginning to the very end. And as far as we're talking about today about the VMware agent, the first thing I need to do to start replication, of course, is to download the agent. For this, I'm going to use this blue button, download agents. I'm clicking it, and now the next step is just to define what type of agent I'm interested in. It's a VMware agent that I want to download and deploy. As far as it's an external agent, I need to provide additional information about the platform where it will be running. So it will be able to connect to the host and use its APIs. One more thing that might be that can be said from this specific page is a group to which the machines will automatically be discovered. As you might know, the groups, they're like logical division of machines to better identify them. As for the platform itself, I need to either to use some registered platform if I have already registered some platforms. Obviously, I will get a list right over here. But if I don't have any platform, I need to register it and to specify a set of parameters, of course. Platform name is just some user meaningful name of the ESXi server or vCenter, some VMware environment. By this name, I could identify what exactly platform it is later. As for the endpoint, endpoint can be either an IP address of a vCenter ESXi host, or it's FQDN that will be used by the VMware agent to connect to the host. So the specified value of the endpoint, it must be available for the agent to reach the host. As for login and password, they correspond to a user, vCenter or ESXi user, that will be used to call some specific VMware APIs, and therefore this user must have some minimum set of permissions, of course, like to use CBT API, create snapshots, read data from the storage, and so on. The full list of permissions required for this for a successful replication is available in our documentation at docs.hystax.com. Once I fill this these fields, the button next is available, but I'm just gonna use the platform that has been previously registered. And here I get the big green button to download an agent. It's going to be a regular OVA template that may be useful to used to deploy a new machine on VMware. Here is my VMware platform. It's a single ESXi server. And I have 4 machines right over here, and the agent that I have already deployed just to save the time. The agent inside has information about the IP address of Acura, where it needs to connect to. It has information about the group, the customer ID, where it belongs to. This VMware agent can be registered as a regular VM using regular VMware operations. I don't think that a person who's using VMware doesn't know how to actually deploy a VM. So the process is pretty standard. And once the agent is deployed, by default, it automatically gets the IP address from the DHCP server. But if there is no DHCP in the network, of course, there is a way to set some static settings on the agent. It's available directly from the console of the machine, or by connecting to this agent via SSH with the user and the password pre-created on it. And as far as the agent, it's a machine, obviously, and it has a console. And inside the console, the agent has a terminal user interface showing the statuses, showing replicating logs, providing a way to get to the console by clicking this button, providing a way to restart the services in case of changing some configuration files, for example, networking and so on. So it also has information about connection to VMware. The agent uses the endpoint and the credentials provided during the downloading process, and using the provided information, it writes it to the configuration file and tries to connect with the provided information from the configuration file. If everything's fine, the connection is established. The status of course will be connected and green right over here. Going back to Acura. Going back to Acura, here is my Acura, and here are the machines that are discovered by the agent. The agent, it automatically discovers all the machines on the host. No matter if a machine is powered on or it's powered off, the agent will discover each machine. And there are some machines in the discovery state right over here, but there are a couple of machines that I have already replicated. So the initial replication is done for these machines. And I'm going to connect one of the machines, like for example, this one, and create a very simple file. Okay, so there are no files in my home directory, and I'm gonna create a file, touch with current time. It's 10:16 California time. 10:16 California time. Let me call it this way. The file is created, and I want to start an incremental replication for this machine and get the changes to the cloud, because I want, of course, to migrate my machine with the latest changes. There is a way to set some replication schedule. For example, having a database. Of course, I might want to replicate my machine by some schedule. So there is a way to replicate to set replication schedules for all the groups that the customer has for some particular group right over here, or even for some particular machine. The schedule might be set pretty granular, so by default it's pretty big, 30 days, because more often we see that the customers, they are replicating machines manually. They want to control the immigration process totally. So this replication schedule is quite optional, and each customer might configure it according to his needs. What's going on from the VMware side right now? The VMware agent is getting the deltas from the VMware CBT. Create a snapshot, of course, first of all, then getting the changes and setting these changes again to the target cloud, only the deltas. That's why you might see that it's already synced. So as far as I haven't got so many changes to be synced for a long time, the replication it was pretty fast. When my machines are in the synced state, or where I have replications not even in the synced states, when I have some replications for the machines, I need to create a migration plan to describe to the target cloud how the migrated machines will look like. So what flavors they will have, in what networks they will run in, and so on. Two modes that we provide for creating migration plans: basic mode and expert mode. Basic mode is more user-friendly with some buttons and fields, edit fields, and expert mode is a standard JSON format that has a set of extended parameters. For example, if I want my machine to have a floating IP address, I need to set this to specify this key and value. This will make my machine to have an elastic or floating IP address. So that's my CentOS 7.5, and I want it to run in my default network. The network information that is taken from the target cloud. So as for GCP, it's going to be a network name, and in my case, I want to use the default. And as far as my Acura is run in the US Central 1, and I want my machines to be migrated to this particular region, I'm going to use this subnet with this specific SIDR. So here it is, and the name of the subnet. This port IP I'm going to leave empty because I want my machine to get the IP address from the DHCP of the target cloud because it's having a dynamic IP address on the source side. And the next thing I need to do just to select migration plan and make sure that, yes, that's the machine that I want to migrate. If for example, if I have had several machines right over here, I would be able to remove the unnecessary ones if I need this. I just click next and set a cloud side name for this cloud side demo cloud side. Okay, and I'm gonna click run migration. A new page, a new cloud side page is opened for this specific cloud side, and a couple of words about what's going on the target side while the machine is trying to be launched, and about the process, the process and the migration data flow in general. So here we have some source environment. Today's VMware in our case, but it might be some Windows or Linux machine with the internal agent running there. We have target cloud, and Acura is always deployed to the target side. In our case, today's GCP, and you saw that there was an Acura instance running in my GCP cloud. And what happens from both ends when Acura is running and when the replication and failover processes are going on? Of course, the user is interacting with our web UI. It's called ACP Acura Control Panel. It calls REST APIs to start some replication or recovery process or set some configuration. So ACP, it interacts with our main service REST APIs, and Acura is fully covered with REST APIs, so it might be easily integrated with any automated solution by simply calling Acura APIs. And REST API, it communicates with replication agent, because replication agent, it sends heartbeats all the time to Acura that, hey, I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm ready to start replication once you tell me. Once a command goes from ACP to start a replication process, REST API, it sends like a task to replication agent that it needs to create a snapshot, that it needs to get the deltas if it's incremental replication, and send the data back to Acura, so it will be able to write it to the target storage. There is a service that's called receiver, one of the services that Acura consists of, and it provides interface to upload the data to the target storage. So from the target cloud, we create a disk. We attach this disk to Cloud Agent. Cloud Agent, it's like a service VM that is used to write data to the storage. Cloud Agent writes data to the disks. We create snapshots finally to finish to complete the replication process. And here the replication process actually is complete. Quite a simple process of getting the data to the target cloud, but obviously that's not the end of the migration process. Now failover machine needs to be launched on the target side, but we can't just create a new instance from the snapshot in the target cloud. The machine will not boot because of missing drivers for this specific target cloud if it differs from the source one. So Acura will do this for you. And during the failover process, we'll create a disk from the snapshot. This disk will be attached to the Cloud Agent instance. After that, we'll perform V2V, P2V conversions, as well as making partition stuff for the migrated machine. And only after this, we'll create a machine from disks that already have been performed with P2V, V2V, and partitioning. So this way, the machine will be migrated. That will be launched in the target side. Of course, one of the abilities that we provide is orchestration. Of course, there might be some dependencies on the machines about each other. So, for example, having a machine with Active Directory, it needs to be started first before any other domain machine comes up. So for this, of course, we have an orchestrated service that orchestrates, that manages this process and provides an ability to launch machines with some delays, in some specific order, and so on. Mostly that's it about the processes, how they work in Acura, the main ones. And going back to my cloud side, yeah, it's running, and I want to get the public IP address of my machine to make sure that the data is there. I'm gonna SSH to this machine. Here I am, and to check, yeah, that's my file. Great. And how the processes look from the target side. That's the CentOS VM that has been created from the snapshot of my previous replication. And of course, that's not the end of the migration process, because the machine is still here in Acura. The migrated machine, the failover machine, is still here in Acura, and I want it to be like independent from Acura. For this, there is the orange button named detach, and this detach button, it will delete the cloud side from Acura. As you see, I don't have any cloud sites anymore right here in Acura. But as for the target cloud itself, that's my instance. It's now migrated, so it's independent from Acura. It's running by itself in the target cloud, and these processes, the failover processes, that might be easily managed because I can get the time I can get the time that the machine takes to boot, and to get the particular time that I need for the maintenance to perform it and to plan the cutover. Mostly that's it about the migration part. I saw that there were some questions. What is the minimal cutover window achievable with your software? I might say that minimal cutover depends on the time that the machine takes to boot. So if you have pre-configured networks, if you launch some of your machines in these pre-configured networks and your production environment is isolated from your migrated environment, the only thing you'll need to do just to switch the networks, and that's it. And of course, it will take some minimum time depending on the administrative services of your team, but that's it. The minimal cutover can be quite foreseen. Can I try your software for POC? Yes, of course. Yes, we'll be glad to perform a POC with any potential customer that might would be interested in our software. You just may contact us at info@hystax.com and providing us with information what target cloud you're interested in, what some details of your project or some potential project, and we'll be glad to communicate with you and help you with the POC. Do you support SQL Server replication? What about consistency for it? Yes, of course, we do support SQL Server replications, and the replication will be consistent because we use internal VSS writers, and SQL Server itself it has its own writers. We'll use them to get the changes, to get the information from logs and so on, to flash the memory and to get the consistent state of your database. Can we get a recorded session? Yes, of course. The recorded session will be sent to you automatically when the webinar is complete. Machines on VMware vCenter clusters, are they supported for applications? Yes, of course. The VMware for VMware we support both single ESXi servers, ESXi hosts, and vCenter, as well as at the same time as well as vCenter. It might have some particular host. The agent, in case of talking about external agent, it will be installed to some particular host. But in general, yes, of course, we do support clustered VMware and vCenter. How does the license work? I'm not the best person to talk about the licenses as far as I'm director of engineering, but to get more information, I would suggest you to contact us at either info@hystax.com or sales@hystax.com, because the licenses, they depend on some number of machines that are migrated, some number of machines that are replicated for the DR. They depend on the number of parameters right over here. So I suggest you just to contact us to get the interesting information, to get the information about the licensing. We'll be glad to share it too. Okay, so looks like that's it. That's it about the questions, and that's it from our side about this webinar today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your time with us. Hope this webinar would be helpful to you, and we'll have some work together. Have a good day. Have a good night, and stay safe. Bye. Thank you.